The Crosses of Lafayette Memorial started with a singular audacious act. It was the summer of 2003, and the war in Iraq was only months old. Frustrated and dissatisfied with the new war, Jeff Heaton, a local contractor, with the help of a few friends, put up 19 crosses across from the Lafayette BART station. They were gone by the next day. 3 years later, fall 2006. Veterans Day was approaching. Jeff Heaton and the landowner Louise Clark hoped that the mood of the country would be more receptive to their protest. This time, with the help from the Mount Diablo Peace and Justice Center and other local groups, 300 crosses were put up. They remained. The Crosses of Lafayette Memorial was born. As Jeff Heaton stated, he and his supporters wanted to make a deep emotional connection between the viewing public and the war. For the people who lived in the area, and thousands more who commuted past the hill on BART and Highway 24, it was hard to miss the 300 stark white crosses and the accompanying sign. Controversy erupted immediately. Soon after they went up, there were contentious city hall meetings. It was called a mock memorial. It was said to embolden the enemy, to be a cheap political stunt that didn't support the troops, but rather hurt morale. There were protests and counter-protests. There was extensive media coverage, and there was vandalism. Eventually, the right to put up the crosses was upheld by the city of Lafayette. The sign was reduced slightly in size, and the protest waned. The crosses were going to stay. As the losses continued overseas, there were weekly updates to the sign's casualty count and monthly work parties to put up more crosses. Hundreds volunteered. At first, only the deaths in the Iraq War were counted, but in 2008, at the request of families and friends of soldiers that lost their lives in Afghanistan, their losses, too, were now included. The initial goal of having a cross for every American soldier that died remained. The crosses were personalized. Symbols were used to denote different religions: Stars of David, Islamic crescents, Buddhist prayer wheels. The local high school's LGBT group painted some of the crosses with rainbows and some purple to represent the gays and lesbians who died. Others put up radiation symbols to remind us of the losses due to bombs and ammunition with depleted uranium. Small crosses to remember the children who perished were added. Glass mosaic crosses were created to represent the shattered lives of soldiers with PTSD that have committed suicide, either while serving or after returning from the wars. Individual crosses were adopted by family members, by friends, by compatriots. Names were written. Photos were attached. Messages of love and honor were inscribed and glued on. Artifacts were left, and dates and places were noted. While the volume of crosses speaks to the breadth of the losses, their decoration brings home the fact that each loss was felt on a very personal level by those remaining. The Crosses of Lafayette had become the largest memorial to the veterans of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. It had received national and international attention. In August of 2011, with over 4,000 crosses on the hillside, the decision was made to cap their number. There wasn't any more room. Only the sign's death toll would be updated. Vigils were always part of the fabric of the crosses. There was regular press coverage, speeches by veterans, family members, and others. Songs were sung. Poems were read by their own poet laureate, veteran Fred Norman. The vigils, twice yearly now, on Veterans Day and Memorial Day, continue the honoring of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for their country. The Hill's owner, Louise Clark, now deceased, once summed it up this way: "I can see the point of those opposed to the memorial. It upsets them to drive by these crosses. Well, it upsets me too. But that is what happened. It's real. Each cross represents someone who died over there." The power of the Crosses of Lafayette Memorial to stir up emotions remains to this day. People see the same hillside and come away with radically different thoughts. Disrespect for our country, honor to the fallen, a call to end war. After 8 years, it is still a truly amazing hillside, continuing its solemn mission of being in memory of